Welcome to Lesson 10 of Learning New Testament Greek. The verse that we are going to look at today is a little bit longer and contains a lot of new words. Why don't you come along and meet them? This is John chapter 1 verse 7, the Gospel of John chapter 1 verse 7, and I've divided it into three parts. Here's the first part. Houtos elten es martorian. So if you have your piece of paper ready, you can start writing the letter by letter translation, which I'm about to unfold here. Houtos elten es martorian. Try giving those R's a good trill. Martorian. Now for the word by word translation. This man came for testimony. So this is the word which means this, and the ending indicates that it's masculine singular, so that's why I've translated this man. And elten means came. The en is a common ending for singular, and the change in, which we'll see later, the change in the vowel at the beginning indicates past tense. We'll learn more about that soon. The next word is es, also new, and in this case we'll translate it for. The final word is martorian, which we've translated testimony. And it's from this word that we get the word martyr, because a martyr was a person who gave testimony to his faith, and many of them died for it, and later on this word came to mean a person who gave testimony to the death. But in this stage, in the New Testament times, it just means testimony. So this man came for testimony. So the proper translation, I've changed it a little bit to make it perhaps a little bit more natural in English. He came to testify. But there are a number of other ways, as always, that you can do your own final version translation, a number of different possibilities. Okay, so now we'll get ready for the second part of the verse. Put that one up there and bring over the second part of the verse, which goes like this, and I've called it John 1:7b. Hina martyresse peri tu photos. Letter by letter translation. Hina martyresse peri tu photos. And we notice there's a couple of new words there. The first one is hina, which I've translated in order to testify. Now peri means around or about, in this case about, and we get the English word perimeter, which is the but around the circle, the outer boundary of a circle, going around the circle, perimeter. So peri means around or about, in this case about the light. So full translation, well, I've left it blank so you can write it how you like, but that's pretty close there, in order to testify about the light. So that's John chapter 1 verse 7b. And now the final part of it is called C. Hina pantes pistusosin di autu. So letter by letter translation. Hina pantes pistusosin di autu. Word by word translation. In order that all might believe through him. So before I translated the hina, when it occurred in the middle part of the verse, I translated it in order to. Here I've translated it in order that. And pantes is all. We have the word pantomime, which in its original Greek sense meant an actor, and it means imitator of all. Pantomimos, all imitator. But we also have this word we also use this word in such English borrowed words as Pan-African, meaning the whole of Africa. Now here's an important word, this verb, pistusosin. This is the common word in John's Gospel for believe. And the ending indicates third person plural, they might believe. And the form of it indicates a wish or a hope. So that's why I put the might believe. It's not might in the sense of may or possibility, but it's might in the sense of expressing a hope or a wish, and that's all contained in this particular form of the ending here that the verb takes. Then we have this word di. The little apostrophe here indicates it's shortened. The full form of the word is dia. And we borrow that word in English when we talk about the diameter. So we've had a little maths lesson here. We had the perimeter going around the circle, and now the diameter, which goes through the middle of the circle. We also have in English the word diabetes, which means running through. So there you have it. And finally is autu. We've already had auto, but autu is a slightly different form of that same word. It's the form appropriate to go with this D. So our translation, again I've left a blank here, but that's pretty much what we might say, in order that all might believe through him. Now I just want to make a comment or two on this word believe. Like I said, it's a very important word in John's Gospel. It occurs nearly 100 times and almost 3 times as often as in the other 3 Gospels combined. But when we translate it, note that the English word believe usually just refers to believing a fact. And when I say I believe in you, that normally means despite your shortcomings I think you can do it. We tend to use these expressions that have become standard Christian jargon without thinking about what they mean in plain English. To believe in Jesus. It seems like the English word believe in many ways is not quite adequate. But the Greek word pistusosin, as in this form, can mean believe a fact, but it's a bit more weighted to the commitment that follows on from believing a fact than the English word is. It's kind of believe, trust, commit, all in a package. So that's quite an important point to make there. So in conclusion, let's just repeat the verse. Houtos elten es marturian, hina marturese peritu photos, hina pantes pistusosin di autu. And that's referring, of course, to John the Baptist, who in the first part of the verse is called Houtos, this man, and at the end of the verse he's referred to as autu, him. So this is the important work of John the Baptist to testify concerning Jesus, and it tells us that Jesus is for all people, pantes, but we must believe, trust, and commit.